Well, guys, now I will present to you all the topic about English as an international language. Before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Syamsul Hadi, and my student number 18 101 087. And now we are going to the first point of English as an international language is about word Englishes. Word Englishes is talking about the English position in every country around the world. According to Cuttrell's research on 1986, there are three types of English users. The first type of English users we call native users. They call native users because the English is their first language and almost all functions of English used there. For example, America, UK, and other countries. That's we call native users. And the second types of English users is non-native users. They call non-native users because they use the English in an institutionalized second language variety of English. So the second type use the English as their second language. For example, French or Germany. They use the English. They use their own language as their first language, and also they use the English as their second language. And the third types is non-native users who consider English is a foreign language. Means that they have their first language and also the second language. And what is English position? The English position is foreign language. For example, in our country, in Indonesia, we have our first language, that Indonesian language, and our regional language become our second language. For example, Sasak language, Javanese language, and another language. And so here we call the English as a foreign language. That's the Cuttrell's point here. And also from Cuttrell said that the English developed largely in former British colony, where English is used in many domains and a daily basis, and has been influenced by local and cultures. Means that the English developed in British colonies by the local languages and cultures. And the next point we talk about English position before become an international language. English position before become an international language is a lingua franca, means that English is famous. A long time ago, English became a famous language around the Europe, and most of the country use that language before they become current country, they know that English is lingua franca that famous at that time. It's same as our language before. Before we use Indonesian language, there is a language that we call Melayu language that become lingua franca around here in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. The lingua franca is the language that famous at that time and a long time ago that used in around the region of the place. And now we're going to the next point, that is English as an international language. And here is the true point of this chapter. English as an international language. While the homogeny argument stands to ignore all the local appropriation and adaptation, this category argument tends to ignore the broader political context of the spread of English. Means when the English spread around the world, is ignore the border political. They ignore it, and position that avoid all the crucial concerns around both the global and local politics of the language. Furthermore, by focusing on the standardization of local versions of English, the word English's paradigm shift the locus of control, but not its nature, and by so doing ignores power and struggle and language. In the end, Pennycook on 2003 argued that the ultimate effect of globalization on the use of English is neither homogenization nor heterogenization. Rather, it's a fluid mixture of culture, heritage, and popular culture. Pennycooks believed that more attention needs to be given to be power and struggle and language. We have to struggle in the language. I will use the term English as an international language as an umbrella term to characterize the use of English between any two speakers of English. Means that the English language become the umbrella and become the international language. And now it's true. English has become international language. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the next point. That is the role of identity in language learning. When we learn the language, means that we have to know the identity of that language as the Harkless on 2000 ethnographic study of the learning of the three English learners from a U.S. high school to community college is particularly insightful on the relationship between educational institution and learner identity. Means learns about a language, we have to learn the identity of the language, but the critical theory and structuralist approaches. However, recent work and etc. And the next point, technology and language learning. Technology now era is really developed, and most of technology is English itself. So here the point of this sub-point is whereas classroom English appeared to contribute to Almond's sense of exclusion of marginalization, which productly contradicts the school mandate to prepare students for the workplace and civic involvement. The English the control on the internet. That's the point. The English control the internet enable him to develop a sense of belongingness and connectedness to a global English-speaking community. Internet now is using English, and from this article Lamb said on 2000, English control the internet. Not only, but also more. English more relevant and appropriate English for the World Wide Web that we know WWW. WW means World Wide Web community. That is the community. That's a develop about the English in technology. Okay, I think that's all the point that I have to present to you all, and thank you very much. I'm Syamsul Hadi. Back to you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.